I was talking to my dear friend Margaret the other day, lovely woman, just turned 65, and she said something that really stuck with me. She was looking in the mirror and sighed. I don't even recognize my own skin anymore. And I thought, how many of us feel that way? If you've ever caught your reflection and noticed your skin doesn't quite look or feel the way it used to, maybe it's drier, or you see a few more spots than before, you're not alone. Our skin changes as we age, and while some of that is completely natural, there are certain changes we shouldn't ignore, because sometimes our skin is trying to tell us something important. So today, let's talk about those changes, the ones that might seem small but could actually be a sign to pay a little extra attention. And more importantly, what you can do about them. Because taking care of your skin isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling confident, healthy, and radiant at any age. Now, the first thing you might have noticed is that your skin feels drier than it used to. Maybe your favorite moisturizer doesn't work quite as well anymore, or you wake up feeling a bit tight and uncomfortable. That's because, as we get older, our skin produces less natural oil. And without that moisture, skin can become rough, flaky, or even itchy. But here's the thing, dry skin isn't just a nuisance. If left untreated, it can lead to cracks, irritation, or even infections. So what can you do? First, switch to a richer, cream-based moisturizer. Look for ingredients like hyaluronic acid or ceramides. And don't just put it on in the morning. Apply it at night, too, when your skin has time to really soak it in. Another tip? Avoid long, hot showers. I know, there's nothing like a steamy bath to relax. But hot water strips your skin of its natural oils. Instead, try lukewarm water and keep your showers short. And as soon as you step out, while your skin is still damp, lock in that moisture with a good lotion. Now, the second change you might have noticed, those little brown spots or patches that seem to appear out of nowhere. Some people call them age spots or liver spots, but really, they're just areas where your skin has had a bit too much sun over the years. Now, most of the time, these spots are harmless. But if you notice one that's dark, uneven, or changing shape, it's worth getting it checked by a dermatologist. Better safe than sorry, right? In the meantime, wearing sunscreen every single day, yes, even when it's cloudy, can help prevent new spots from forming. And if you want to fade the ones you already have, look for skincare products with vitamin C or retinol. And speaking of changes, have you ever noticed that your skin seems to bruise more easily than it used to? Maybe you bump into the kitchen counter and, boom, there's a purple mark that takes weeks to fade. That's because, as we age, our skin gets thinner and loses some of the protective fat that cushions our blood vessels. Now, occasional bruising is normal, but if you're noticing bruises all the time, especially in places you don't remember bumping, it might be worth talking to your doctor. In the meantime, eating foods rich in vitamin K, like leafy greens, can help with blood clotting and healing. So, we've talked about dryness, age spots, and bruising, but there's one more change I want to touch on before we move forward, and that's the way your skin heals. Maybe you've noticed that a small cut or scrape takes longer to heal than it did when you were younger. That's because our skin's natural repair process slows down with age. But slow healing can sometimes be a sign of other health issues, like diabetes or poor circulation. So if you've got a scratch that just won't seem to go away, don't ignore it. Keep it clean, moisturized, and if it's not improving, check in with your doctor. Now, I know this might feel like a lot to take in, but here's the good news. Every single one of these changes can be managed with a little extra care. And in the next part, we'll talk about even more skin changes you might be experiencing, along with simple, practical ways to keep your skin looking and feeling its best. Because here's the truth, your skin tells your story. Every laugh line, every freckle, every mark is a sign of a life well lived. And with the right care, you can keep that story going beautifully. So stay with me, we've got so much more to talk about. One thing I've learned over the years is that our skin is a lot like a dear old friend. It changes with time, but that doesn't mean we love it any less. In fact, the more we understand those changes, the better we can care for it. Now, earlier we talked about dryness, age spots, bruising, and slow healing. All perfectly normal, but worth paying attention to. But there are a few more changes you might be noticing, and I want to make sure you know exactly what they mean and what you can do about them. Take itchy skin, for example. Have you ever found yourself scratching your arms or legs for no apparent reason? Maybe it's worse at night, keeping you awake. This happens because, as we age, our skin becomes thinner and loses moisture more easily. But sometimes, itching can also be a sign of something deeper, like allergies, thyroid issues, or even diabetes. If you're dealing with persistent itchiness, try switching to fragrance-free soaps and detergents. They're much gentler on mature skin. And if that doesn't help, don't just brush it off. A quick chat with your doctor can rule out anything more serious. Now let's talk about something we don't always notice right away: loss of elasticity. You might see it when you gently press your skin and it doesn't bounce back as quickly as it once did. Or maybe you've noticed that fine lines are turning into deeper wrinkles. This happens because our bodies produce less collagen and elastin, the proteins that keep skin firm and supple. But here's the good news: you can slow this down. Eating foods rich in antioxidants, like berries, nuts, and leafy greens, helps protect your skin from damage. And if you're not already using a retinol cream at night, now's the time to start. Just a pea-sized amount can work wonders over time. Another change you might be seeing? Visible veins. Maybe you've noticed little red or purple lines on your legs or face. These are broken capillaries, and while they're usually harmless, they can be a sign of sun damage or poor circulation. To prevent more from appearing, always wear sunscreen and avoid sitting or standing in one position for too long. If they bother you, a dermatologist can treat them with a simple laser procedure. And then there's adult acne. Yes, even in our 60s. Hormonal shifts can cause breakouts, and stress doesn't help either. If you're dealing with this, don't reach for harsh acne products. They'll only dry you out more. Instead, try a gentle cleanser with salicylic acid and a light, oil-free moisturizer. Now, I know all this might feel overwhelming, but remember, small steps make a big difference. And in the next part, we'll wrap up with the most important skin changes to watch for, including one that many women overlook until it's too late. So stay with me. We're almost done, and I've got some great tips to leave you feeling confident and in control of your skin's health. We've covered so much already: dryness, spots, bruising, itching, and even those pesky breakouts that just won't quit. But before we wrap up, there's one last skin change I need to talk about, because it's the one that often goes unnoticed until it's serious. I'm talking about new or changing moles or growths. Now, most of the time, these are harmless, but sometimes they can be a sign of skin cancer, and the earlier you catch it, the easier it is to treat. So here's what to look for: a mole that's asymmetrical, one half doesn't match the other; a spot with uneven or jagged edges; a growth that's changing color or getting darker; anything that's itching, bleeding, or just won't heal. If you notice any of these, please don't wait. Make an appointment with a dermatologist. It's probably nothing, but why take the chance? Now, I don't want to end on a scary note, because the truth is, aging skin is normal, and with a little extra care, it can stay healthy and beautiful for years to come. So let's recap the most important things to remember. Moisturize daily. Thick creams work best for mature skin. Wear sunscreen every single day, no exceptions. Check your skin, head to toe, once a month. Eat for your skin. Load up on antioxidants and healthy fats. See your dermatologist once a year, just like your regular checkup. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Your skin has carried you through decades of laughter, tears, and everything in between. It's earned every line and every spot. But that doesn't mean you can't give it the love and care it deserves. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one thing from this video, just one, and start doing it today. Maybe it's finally buying that sunscreen you've been meaning to try. Or maybe it's booking that dermatologist appointment you've been putting off. Whatever it is, take that first step. And if you found this helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me, what's the one skin change you've noticed most? Your tips might just help another woman who's feeling the same way. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more honest, helpful advice about thriving in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Because you deserve to feel confident, healthy, and beautiful at every age. Here's to taking care of the skin you're in. See you next time.